Hey, before the video starts, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, as well as take your anti-sad pills, drink some water. Anyway, enjoy the video. How many more of these do I have to do? Okay, what now? Why are we all crammed in this small room? There's an entire... We have so many rooms, we have a giant playground, we have a large arcade that nobody ever uses. Why are we all just in here? Why are you on... Actually, I know where you guys sit on things. What are we doing?
I mean, we're just playing checkers.
But
I was watching your food spin in the microwave.
Alright. Your staple is cards, though, not checkers. You're ruining ruining the one character trait we built up over like 2 years.
I'm teaching them how to play checkers, so
I'm
it's not
learning.
Are you
I'm
winning?
learning. Checkers. We're checking checkers.
Isn't that like a restaurant?
Checkers?
Yeah.
Or checking?
It is. Checkers is a restaurant.
I don't know, we don't have that here. I just know of it.
It's a place.
I'm
You
playing
been to it?
Pokemon.
Are you? Are you winning? What do you have so far?
Yeah. I'm playing Diamond, Brilliant Diamond.
Oh, ew. Never mind.
He bought
I've already lost interest in that because of that one game.
He bought like a $500 Checkers gift card.
What?
Who? You?
Yeah.
No.
Him.
When?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Is that what you spent your paycheck on?
No. Why would I?
Well,
Wait. How much? I didn't even check. How much did you give us? Like,
depends on how long you work and what you do. Orgs is a little bit lower because of how less org works.
Fair.
Whereas, like, Sherbet does fairly well, so Sherbet gets a little bit more.
Does Sherbet really know if they're working or not?
No.
That's the question.
They're just happy to be doing something.
Yeah.
I feel like they would get paid in lamps, if anything.
Yeah, or they're just buy their own lamps.
So,
pay the electric bill.
does that mean we need to buy a shed for the lamps then?
Probably.
Oh, God.
Or just a little storage unit thing, yeah.
We're gonna get a storage unit?
Yeah, we're gonna get a whole storage unit, a whole U-Haul truck that we're gonna
Isn't there
buy
a
just for
closet?
lamps. Yeah, a small-ass closet.
Keep them in there.
No.
Just shove it.
That's the cleaning
Lamps.
closet. Talking about lamps, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Why are we talking about lamps?
Cause
Talking about
Sherbet and
whatever-
lamps.
What'd you do with-
Gets paid with lamps.
What do you
most
What do you
likely.
spend your money
Or what
on,
about you?
Yell?
Yeah. What'd you do with your paycheck?
Oh.
Do you just have money?
Where'd you put the money that you were given?
What?
Where'd you put the money?
I gave you money. What did you do with the money? Realistically, you all have your own internal accounts, so I mean, it's all digital money, but it's there. It's not like physical money, so they didn't lose it.
It's just in their account that they made.
We can browse later, and we'll see if there's something you want to buy. What did everybody do with? What did you do with? What did you do with your money?
I got myself. Trying to remember what I got actually.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll come back to you.
I think I invested some in stocks.
Oh, ew. What'd you buy?
A checkerboard.
You have more than enough money. Okay. Blank.
What? I'm waiting for something.
I've got some books.
That fits. All right. Red.
Want to read?
Clink, clink.
All right. You spent around $500 on checkers.
No, I did not.
Well, that's what I'm going with.
I
Honk, what'd
did.
you spend money on?
Yeah, what'd you do with yours?
What?
What'd you spend your money on? What'd you spend your paycheck on?
Why do you care?
Because I'm asking. I mean, I can manually check.
Go do that then.
Okay. What's your problem today?
You okay?
Why do you care?
Because I'm your sibling.
Why are we pretending that?
I mean, it's not
What?
pretending all the penguins are all
It's
siblings,
not.
and then you two are you and Candy,
Candy.
are siblings.
Hold on. We are pretending. We pretend every single day. We're manufactured by the same model, but you created me an org.
Yeah.
You upgraded the rest of them. They were all delivered by, what, Fazbear?
Red and blue, I don't know. You guys were in storage, so you weren't necessarily delivered, but you were delivered. You weren't gifts. Yellow and Green were gifts, and then you were made and such.
So even less of a connection. Sibling is a societal term just to denote who was born from the same parents.
Well, I mean, at the very least,
None
you
of
and
us
Org
have
are,
the
well,
same
you and
parents.
Org are siblings. At the very least, because that is the same parents. That is me. Whereas Red and Blue, you guys have Emil, so I mean, that is the same parent. And Yellow and
family
Green,
tree is
assuming you
confusing.
got made by the same person at the factory, you and Gree are siblings. So everyone has at least one other sibling.
I don't exactly mean that we're not biological anyway. But that's
Well-
not my point. My point is that we're advertised as family, as the penguin brothers and sisters that go around and serve this place. Why do you actually care, or pretend to care for that matter, in your off time?
You want to chime in on this?
Huh?
Because this is your department. This also relates to you, realistically.
I mean,
Well, because
yeah,
you do care.
like,
When
All the time.
you have a funny way of showing that.
what do you mean? Don't.
I mean, at no point have anyone in this restaurant actually given a proper shit. At no point have anyone gone a bit more in depth into anyone's actual interests. This actual conversation is a perfect example. What did you buy with your money? Invested in stocks. Gonna move away from that conversation. What did you buy with your money? Checkers. Don't want to actually ask, hey, how do you play checkers? Are you enjoying your game of checkers? Do you regret buying your checkers board? None of these questions ever get brought up. Especially not when it comes to anything mildly boring or uninteresting, such as Jean-Paul Sartre's existentialism and humanism.
I mean, you don't always have to ask if they enjoy it. I know Blank likes books. I've learned that over the 2 years without directly asking.
Uh-huh.
I know you like more variety that isn't just cards. I don't have to ask. Yours surprised me. I'm not gonna lie. Yours seemed weird. I expected you to buy more flowers for Doodle.
They got plenty.
Yours is very self-explanatory. That's what I've come to know over the last couple of years. Yours, I know it's not the checkers thing, but I think it's funny. And Yell didn't spend on anything, which I'm also not surprised about, as I don't think Yell knew that they had money, nor knows how to use it. You
you're
learn
missing
things
the
over
point.
time.
You learn things over time, yeah, but everything you just listed was surface level. Blank, what have you been reading recently?
No, I mean, I've been reading just some books I find interesting, some classics, I would say.
Some classics.
Mm-hmm.
Any you particularly find interesting? Any you'd recommend?
I'd probably say some, like, there's some old, like, classic stories. I think I was, like, picking up some old fairy tale books I found interesting. Like,
Fairy tales.
Stuff like the old, like, Pinocchio, like, those kind of things.
Pinocchio. Quite an intriguing tale.
Yeah.
Did you have any favorite characters? Any particular plot lines you found whimsical or comical?
I don't
I
think he
haven't
finds
got
anything
that.
comical.
I mean, you're right, but I've been enjoying the book itself. It's a nice story.
even then. Just those few little questions. It's a little bit more than what did you do with your money? And then moving on to the next thing. That's the problem here, is we don't care. None of us do, at any point. So why should I care about what any of you have to say?
But we do. We try to be engaged and try to listen. Like, I mean, I try to listen to the
Once
stuff
again, no, you don't. You bloody don't. You just hear the long words that come out of my fucking mouth, and you just say, oh, that's a big word. I don't understand it. You don't ever, at any point, go, hey, maybe, just maybe. It'd be nice to sit down and be like, what does that mean? What does that have to do with the relevant conversation? Hell, maybe. I'd just like someone to sit by me and say, that's something interesting. Mind if I sit with you? But at no point does anyone actually do that, because nobody actually gives a fuck. Nobody's actually siblings. Nobody actually cares. At no point has anyone damn well asked me, what the fuck is with the cigarette in my mouth? I just crawled into the vent, stuck it in my mouth, and called it a day. No one actually cared. They just thought it was a funny little quirk.
I just thought that it was because you want to be more unique to yourself. I mean, take Candy and me, for example. Technically, I don't exist before Candy. I mean, look at Davy. Davy, like, we're not, like, we're siblings now, but that wasn't the story before. But it goes to say that the cigarette thing, I just assume it was you showing yourself. Like, same with me in my card game. Or, you know, Red with his bottles, or Blue with his computer.
Sherbet
And as
with
for
the
engaging,
lamps.
exactly. And as for, like, just siblings in general, well, sometimes people, like friends, see each other as siblings because that's how close friends is. Doesn't matter if it's made by the same creator or you're birthed by the same parents. At times, it's just that you just care about the person enough. That's why I don't know how to ask questions to you. I just like your presence, and I just like hearing you just ramble. I don't say anything following it because I just assume you like to talk about it, and I don't get it, but I just like being in your company. And I would assume everyone else does too, even if they don't say anything. And I know that's difficult, but it's just one of those things where people just want to be there, even when they don't get
How am I
it.
supposed to understand that?
You ask questions. You haven't asked questions.
No, I go on a ramble and then everyone stays silent and moves on with their conversation. As if I never fucking existed.
Well, we stay silent while you talk to let you talk. We were silent with her
I just
talking,
assume there's because it's rude to talk over people.
and you assumed. You didn't ask questions either.
The problem is he's talking and then we just ignore it and
I get both sides.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just like the company. I don't mind the company, that's why I let majority of you guys sit with me while I work on stuff. If I'm working on someone new or doing maintenance, I don't have an issue with you guys sitting there. You guys don't have to say anything, you guys can pace around the room or have your own conversations. I like the company. Org isn't overly talkative, but Org is present, and that's enough for me.
I think
You
it's
being
'cause
present is enough.
we're all used to each other and gotten used to each other. We could just sit in silence and know we're there, but they don't know that because
The newer ones don't. Sherbet doesn't know that,
Yeah.
but Sherbet's kind of just okay with whatever happens.
And
Bellin
it's not
trying
like we ever
takes
sat down
attention.
and not like we ever sat down and tried to explain it to him.
That's
And that's
true.
flaws on my end of my programming. Whereas some of you guys had that or gained that through life. And then some of you just didn't. And
And
that's
we-
a fault
I
on
woke
my
up and
end.
just felt alone. It didn't help that I was built to be essentially a replacement. And when that original person came back, I was pushed even further away, intentionally or not. The focus was on them, their return, their stories, their escapades.
That's because they were gone. If you took a break for like 2 months and then came back, it would be the same thing.
Yeah, but I don't expect it to be for this long! I expect a hi or a hello. How you doing?
We do if
Something,
you're around.
anything. It doesn't feel that way.
Then how can we make it feel that way? If we're communicating your pain and stuff, then we can try our best to vocalize stuff and say things. But if you've been hurting for so long and haven't been able to say it, then we don't know ourselves. It's a two-way street, you know? It's like checkers. You need a partner to play it properly. But without saying what your move is gonna be, how are you expecting to know that you have a partner?
We need more communication in this place, which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to have more days where we have more people interact. We need to have
But-
like check-in days. Even the people we don't talk to often, so Mochi or Org, Ponk, Doodle, Lamp. We need to have more check-ins. Even Damien. Majority of you guys don't check on him. That's more of an M&M and I thing. With the occasional you and Candy.
But you were never meant as a replacement. Dylan never said,
That's,
hey, I'm building a replacement.
False.
It was-
false. Ponk was more meant to be the replacement for Red, but to be fair, that was in my worst times of Sherbet was also made a little bit afterwards because of loss.
Oh, I thought
we
you were
didn't
just
care-
building Punk as
We
like
needed something to offset the kitchen, and it was also a replacement. But just because they came back doesn't mean they're gone. Sherbet's a replacement for Pluto, and we didn't just instantly get rid of Sherbet. Sherbet's also filling the place of Wilford. If Wilford comes back, Sherbet's not going away. You didn't go anywhere when Red came back. If Valerie comes back and wants to be in my life, I'm not getting rid of Doodle. If I make something off of Adrien and Adrien comes back, I'm not scrapping whatever that is. Same with Sammy. You guys are here to stay until you guys deem otherwise, like Red going to Australia. Or Wilford going to space? I don't know where he is.
We don't know.
He
I thought it was a
LA,
TV
space, I
show.
don't know.
he just
Sounds
up and
like-
left.
But if he comes back, he's not getting replaced. He's not getting neglected. We'll check on him and see how his things are. We're still going to give Sherbet attention. Any other concerns? We'll work on it for the time being. If there's comments that you would like to make them. And it's no
I
one
wanna know
person's
what those
fault.
three think.
It's not one person's fault. Yellow, it's not your fault. It's not blue, red, blank, Cindy. It's not one person's fault. It's everybody's fault.
It's
Aside
a
from the
team.
inactive ones of Sherbet and Doodle. Would you like to watch something with us?
Would you like to talk about your latest book that you've been reading? If you've been reading?
I think I'd rather not be a hypocrite. What movie would you like to watch?
We usually do majority vote. So everybody pick an idea and we'll throw it in a jar and we'll go for there.
Can we watch
okay.
a psychological?
Yeah.
Okay. They don't handle conflict well.
No.
We'll deal with that one in a little bit. Give them time after a movie. Alright, we'll pick a movie.
Bonk. Along with the cigar, would you like a bottle of grog? It looks like you need it.
I'd appreciate that.
Here you go, mate.